Students, today we are going to learn the topic digital documentation. Students, this is chapter 3 of our course curriculum. So let us proceed. First of all, let us understand what actually documentation or the word document means. See students, document is a paper which has written contents in it, and the contents which it has is relevant and highly important to the person who is creating that document. And the process of preparing that document is called documentation. Let me explain it to you. Suppose I am filling up a form to take admission in a school. So the form that I am filling is a document for me, and it is highly important for me. Similarly, if I am trying to buy a property, that is buy a flat, so I'll have to make an agreement for that sale and purchase. The agreement paper that I am making is a very important document, and it is nothing but it is a paper which contains written contents giving details of all the clauses that are required for that agreement. Similarly, if a person is ill, he goes to the doctor and the doctor writes a prescription about that person's health. The prescription which the doctor writes is also an important document. So students, I think you have understood that documents actually are everywhere around us, from the doctor's chamber to the lawyer's court to the school admission system to even opening a bank account. Suppose I go to open a bank account, I'll have to fill the form. If I fill the form, I'm making a document and serving that document to the bank authorities. So there are different places where documents are required in our daily life. Now the question is how we prepare these documents. So we'll read this part today, how we prepare the document. So let us move forward. We know now that a documentation is a process that helps to prepare a document paper, and this paper contains written content in it. And what is the importance of that documentation? That documentation is required to preserve the contents for a longer period or to be used as a evidence. Now what I mean by this? Suppose my grandfather had bought a piece of land. So he had made an agreement on that given property. He is no more, but the document paper, that is the documentation he did, still exists. If somebody claims on that property, I can use that documentation as an evidence before the court to claim that that property is mine through heredity, as I am a legal heir for that property. So what did we do? My documentation has been used here as an evidence. The same document has helped me after many years. So as I preserve the contents for longer period of so many years, it has helped me today. So that is where the importance of documentation exists. A documentation helps us to preserve the content for a longer period, and you can use that documentation as an evidence when required. So I think students have understood what is the importance of documentation, why documentation is so important. And students, this course curriculum has been made so that you be in a position to even serve in office after this given course. So it is highly required that you should understand the importance of documents in an office environment even. Now, there can be many examples of documents. It can be simple letters. Suppose you give a letter to authority, say letter to the principal. So that is a document. That is a document which will help the work which you want to be done to be taken further. As I said, the reports, I said about which report? The doctor's report. But there can be different reports even. Your report card, the report of a given research, the report of say a company, about the sales made by the company. Each of these reports are what? They are documents. The thesis, when somebody does research on say a topic, he prepares a thesis on the basis of the research. That is also a document. Documents, students, have not been here for say 100 or 200 years. It is with us since thousands and thousands of years, from the day man learned how to script things. That is, how to write things. And when actually the material called papyrus was found. In early days, even scripts were written on stones, or they were written on leaves. They are also documents. The stone part is actually known as what? They are what? They are inscriptions. And the written things are manuscripts. So inscriptions, manuscripts, they are all documents. As I said, we have legal documents as agreement papers, court papers, etc. The books which we read are also documents. So we have different types of documents which we deal in our everyday life. Students, in ancient days, documents were handwritten, but there was a very big disadvantage of handwritten document. Let us see what that disadvantage was. A handwritten document may have been not at a given standard of legibility. That means the handwriting of the person who wrote that document may be such that you may not find it suitable to read. It may not be legible to you. So that was a big problem in early days. Someone wrote something, but when it had to be proved through evidence, or it had to be put on the table as evidence, the other person could not read whatever was written because the handwriting was not good enough to read. So that was a big problem. But with the advancement of computer hardware and software technology, we are nowadays not using handwritten documentation. We are actually typing the documents on the computer, and then we are using these documents. So I think students have understood what actually were the drawbacks of handwritten documents and how computers are nowadays helpful to us in writing documents. So nowadays we are not using handwritten documents, we are using computer typed documents. But this transition from handwritten documents to computer hardware and software technology has not taken place in say a day or a week. It has taken a long period of time. We shall see even that part also today. So here we now understand that what we are using instead, nowadays we are using digital documents. What are digital documents? The documents which are prepared using computer or electronic devices such as smartphones, and these documents can be prepared using different word processing softwares like WordStar, MS Word of Microsoft, LibreOffice Writer and OpenOffice Writer, etc. Students, LibreOffice Writer and OpenOffice Writer are open source software. Now, what do I mean by open source software? Open source softwares are the softwares which need not be bought from a vendor. You can download it and it does not require any license even. So you can download it and start using it, and no one can claim that it is made by me and you cannot use it without a license, because the creator of LibreOffice Writer and OpenOffice Writer serves the software which they have created free to you, and even say that you don't require a license. So you cannot be charged for license if you are using these softwares. But if you are using Microsoft Word, you need to buy Microsoft Word. It is not free and it also requires a license. Therefore, the world is nowadays changing to LibreOffice Writer instead of MS Word or say OpenOffice Writer. Let us proceed. So, what did we understand? We understood that whenever a document is prepared using a computer, it is known as digital document. And what does a digital document contain? A digital document contains information that is recorded in a manner that requires a computer or other electronic device. As I said, it can be created using a computer or say a smartphone or a tab. So other electronic device can be used to create it. Even to display whatever it has been created, we use these devices only. We create it on a computer and we display it on that computer. We understand it through that computer screen. So this is what a digital document is. It is not written on a paper, but if required, we can take a printout of it. And what does this digital document, or I should say electronic document, contain? They contain text, that is alphabet, digits, special symbols. We can type all these things here. It also contains images, animations, if it is seen on the screen, and if it is taken as a printout, it can have images. It can have tables even. Tables means it is a matrix of rows and columns. That is, it has many rows and columns. So electronic document can have text, graphics, tables, and all of these things are generated by using a word processing software. When these documents have been prepared, these documents can be stored on storage devices such as hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, and if you don't want to store it for long and you want to send it somewhere else, you can send it far away electronically using emails, WhatsApps, and many other ways. That is, you can use PC clouds if it is very big, the document. So these facilities are here. You can create the document here in Ranchi, and if that legal document is required far away by a person, you can send it in no time using email or WhatsApp. So this is the advantage here. Otherwise, if it had been the handwritten documents, it had to be posted by a man, and it could reach a geographically far away place after days. So these facilities of using digital documentation have changed the whole world. There has been a paradigm shift in the way we use documents nowadays. So as I said, you can send those documents, but if you want to keep it for deferred use, that is for using it afterwards, you can take hard copies even and keep it somewhere for you so that you can use it or our descendants can use it many years afterwards. So this is what digital documentation is. So what we see is that in early days, that is days just 100 to 100 years ago from our days, we had manual typewriters even. So as I said, that change of or that transition of using computers from the days when we used handwritten documents has not been done in a day or a week. It has taken a long period of time. In that given timeline, we first transited to manual typewriters from handwritten documents. We used manual typewriters. They were used for typing documents, but they had their own disadvantages, and therefore new given inventions were done, and instead of manual typewriters, electronic typewriters became talk of the town. That is, they were being used. However, they had their own disadvantage and demerits. So lately we are using computers for making our digital documents. So as I said, there were many disadvantages of typewriters. Let us see what were those disadvantages. See students, if we type a document on a typewriter and if we have done some mistake, maybe some statements which we typed were wrong, the whole sheet had to be changed. So the sheet which was being used has to be now thrown away. Sheer wastage of paper, isn't it? And a new sheet is required. The hard work done by the typist is also futile. That is, it is of no use now. We have to again retype the whole document. So this is a big disadvantage. Now if I want to send the same letter to 2 or more persons who are residing in different addresses, we require to type the same letter multiple times. So it is not as easy as we do in computer. Type it once and take more than one printouts. That was not the day when we used typewriters. It was not so easy. When we used typewriters, what happened? We had to type 100 letters if I had to post these 100 letters to different addresses to say different recipients. So hectic, isn't it? A hard work was required. So these were very big disadvantages of a typewriter. Now typewriter has one more disadvantage. The keyboard of typewriter does not have all the required characters or symbols. It is not possible to type all the characters using the typewriter, but we all know in our computer we have a lot of keys and symbols, and if we don't have those keys and symbols, we can fall upon internet and download it from there. For example, I don't have the rupee symbol. I'll go to internet, download it and use it. If I don't have a key in the keyboard, I can use that method also, isn't it? So it is highly advantageous. Now it is not possible to produce a document in the desired format using a typewriter. Suppose you want to change the color of the font, you want to increase the size of the font, you want to give some background effects. Is it possible using a typewriter? No. So your document was not very attractive when we used a typewriter. So these are few disadvantages that actually help the typewriters to be out of the market. After these manual typewriters, some effort was taken to overcome the disadvantage. So in the year 1974, a company called Xerox, see, Xerox is a company. The company called Xerox introduced an electronic typewriter. It tried to solve the problem of the manual typewriter. In the electronic typewriter, few things could be done which were not possible with a manual typewriter, such as we could make changes in the content, so we need not throw the paper in which we were writing, as we could change whatever was being written on the screen and we could correct our mistake. And if required, we could also make multiple copies with a minor change. That is, we could change the address of the recipient and take out one more copy of the document which we had written. So these were very big disadvantage. Very big advantage. But there were disadvantages also of electronic typewriter. Now what was that disadvantage? The screen which displayed the content which we typed was very small. It could show only 1 or 2 lines at a time, not more than 1 or 2 lines. So is it good enough? So we cannot feel good when we see only 2 lines of the 100 lines we have written while typing a document, and when that document would be of highly importance to us. So these were the disadvantage of electronic typewriter. Therefore, we had to change to computers, and we now type the documents in the computer. So let us see the phases of transition. Earlier we used typewriters to type the documents. Then we started using electronic typewriters, but nowadays we use computers to type these documents. Now word processing software therefore is the talk of the day. We use word processing softwares to create the digital documents nowadays. So what is a word processing software, or I should say what is a word processor? It is a computer application which is used for the production of printable documents, printable material, or even if we don't want to print that document, we can even send it far away using emails or store it in our hard disks or other storage devices. What can we do with word processing software? We can enter texts, that is enter data. If we had done some mistake while typing those data, we can edit the mistakes. We can even format the document, that is, we can change the font color, we can increase the size, we can write the superscript, that is x square, so 2 should be above x, so that facility is also there. You can even need to write H2SO4, so where is 2? 2 is at the base of H, and where is 4? At the base of O. So these things could be done using a word processing software. You can write something at the base of another text. This is known as subscript. So these all things are known as formatting. So you could format. So using a word processing software, I can type the text. If a mistake has been done, I can edit that mistake. I can format the document, make it attractive. I can store whatever I have written. And when required, I can even retrieve that information. I can open the document and see what I have written. I can even print the document when required. So these are very big advantages of our word processing software. The term word processing was invented by IBM in late 1960s, and it became so popular that in 1971 the newspaper New York Times recorded it and recognized it as the buzzword of that time. That is a very talked about word of that time. Now you know, the documents which we write can be a letter, a notice, a report, a business correspondence, and whatnot. As I said, a legal document, etc., etc. So it can be anything. And a word processor, as we said, is an application which is used for production of printable materials. Now, what was the word processor that was used for the first time? See, WordStar was the word processor that was used for the first time. This is a sort of GK question. Now, what is the advantage of a word processing software? A word processing software can help you to create a document, edit the document, save the document. When required, you can open it back, that is retrieve the document, and when required, you can print the document. These are basic advantages given by a word processing software that were not possible even in the electronic typewriters or manual typewriters. You can copy or move a text from one place to another in the same or different document. You can copy a text and put it somewhere else. As I said, you can format, that is, change the font size, font style of the text document. You can check spellings and grammar. If you do any mistake in the spelling and grammar, you will be highlighted, you will be given an underline, and you can check what that a given word has been misspelled and correct it out. This is a very big advantage. Could typewriters or electronic typewriters help us in this way? No, it is all due to word processing software. So a very big thanks to word processing softwares. Now we can create table, we can change the size of the rows and columns or cells, and do a lot of formatting on a table. So these are possible with the word processing software. We can insert pictures or graphs within the document. We can even print only a part of the text, that is a part of the document, or only few pages of the document we need. We don't require to print everything, even if we don't need those things now. Whatever we need, only that much we can print. We can type the document once and send the same document to multiple recipients. We don't require to type it more than once for each and every recipient, even if the address is different. It is known as mail merge feature. We'll see into it, students. Now, there are many examples of word processing software, but we are going to read LibreOffice software, that is LibreOffice Writer, because it is in our course. Others, as we know, WordStar, MS Word, everything is word processing software here. So as I said, in our course curriculum we have LibreOffice Writer, and so we will read LibreOffice Writer in this class. What is the advantage of LibreOffice? I have already said it is a free and open source software. Full form is FLOSS, free libre open source software it is. And this software, LibreOffice, does not only contain Writer, it has many other features also, which we'll see one by one in days to come. Currently we have version 6 and above available for LibreOffice. As I said, and this LibreOffice open source software can be used in any given platform, even an Apple Macintosh or Linux operating system or Windows operating system supports LibreOffice. The format, that is file format, it uses is open document format. It is a format that are nowadays being used where a document can be sent to any given platform and it can be used from there. It is a very important facility that is being given by LibreOffice Writer. So we are going to read LibreOffice Writer. This is the word processing software that we have this year. But students, we are going to read further in the next week to come. We have today seen an introduction of the topic digital documentation. In the next given class, we will practically open LibreOffice Writer and try to understand the functionality which this software gives us. So that class would be a sort of practical class. We will do everything practically according to our course curriculum, that is things written in our book. We'll see those things one by one and try to do it using the LibreOffice Writer software. So I think students, you have understood how we are going to proceed further. Thank you.